Get your take on Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. How do you feel that fares out?
I give Terence a big shot to win that fight. He has to be smart. He has to be on his A game that night. He can't get careless. He can't get too confident. Worry about Canelo. I mean, Canelo hasn't really fought anybody of value in the last few years. I mean, he really ducked a lot. He's been ducking Benavidez and probably a couple other guys. He won't fight. He wouldn't fight Beterbiev. But he's been picking and choosing. I think Crawford has a hell of a shot to beat him. He really does. He has to be smart. He's very good fighter. He can't get caught many shots from any damaging shots from Canelo. But I think Crawford has a hell of a chance to win the fight. He just has to be smart. That night he has to be at his best, though.
I've been speaking to a number of fighters about this fight, and interestingly, Lonnie B said to me yesterday that he felt that Terence Crawford shows gaps in his armor in the same way that Amir Khan showed gaps in his armor. He's open to a similar sort of shot that Canelo caught Amir Khan with. Have you seen that in Terence Crawford's career?
Well, we all make mistakes. We're not all perfect fighters. So, Terence probably has a few blemishes on his style, but I think for that night he'll be 100% because he knows he has to be 100% when he fights Canelo. He's a bigger fighter, stronger fighter. I don't know if how Canelo, he might feel that Crawford's too small and he might overlook him. A couple of things might happen, but I think Crawford just technically has a good shot to beat him. He has to be smart on his A game. He has to frustrate Canelo if he can. And, Canelo has to be the aggressor, and that's what Crawford should want. He's definitely good when guys come to him also. So if he makes Canelo the aggressor, it might work in his favor. I think he has a hell of a shot. I can't say who's going to win, but I think he has a hell of a shot to win the fight.
Of the two stars that have defeated Canelo Alvarez, at least on his ledger, Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather, which one can Terence Crawford most likely replicate or take from a game plan?
Honestly, that's a good question, but I think he should take from both of their game plans because Bivol took from Floyd's game plan. Right. So take from both of them. The only thing that was different with Bivol, he was bigger. He knew that. He was a stronger, bigger fighter. That was his advantage. I think you hit around the head, Crawford has to take a both from each fighter, but make it work for him his way, not their way, his way. And I think he can beat Canelo because, Canelo hasn't had a real hard fight in a while. Not that Crawford has. But I think Canelo's been cherry picking for a long time now, so he's cherry picking with this fight. Got a smaller guy he think can beat up. Why didn't he pick Benavidez? So I think Crawford has a good chance. Like I said, he needs to be smart that night on his A game, and he has to box Canelo and take him to school a little bit. Make Canelo come in, which Canelo will do because he's a bigger guy. Just set traps for him, but don't be there after you set that trap. Get away from him, box him, and do your thing. I mean, you don't have to go for a knockout. Just outbox him. Crawford's a very smart fighter. It's a very intriguing fight. I give Crawford a hell of a shot.
Is Canelo slipping like people say he is? People say he's a great fighter, but not as great as he once was.
I would say he's slipping because he hasn't fought top caliber opponents in the last few years. So it makes it, he's pretty, I'm not going to say he's soft, but he's definitely not the fighter he once was. And he hasn't really had to have a big fight in a while. This fight, he might get up for it. He's getting older, but he's not old, but he's getting up in age. This fight might get him up and where he's the best he can be, but I just don't see it. I think he cherry-picked the guy whom he believes that he can beat easily. And I just don't think he's going to be up for it the way he should, because to him, I don't think that Crawford presents a challenge or puts any fear in his heart. So I think in that case, he's overlooking Crawford. Whom he's trying to fight next, I don't know, but he's not trying to fight Benavidez next. So I don't think, this might be one of his last fights, but I don't think he's really looking at Crawford as a dangerous threat to him.
Is the winner your pound-for-pound number one?
No, I honestly, I believe Usyk's number one. He's a hell of a guy. Listen, for a guy to come up and fight these big guys the way he fights them and beats them, he's a hell of a guy. I think he's pound-for-pound number one. I would say Crawford's two. I wouldn't put Canelo would be in the bottom 10, but Crawford's up there with him. But I think Usyk's number one right now.
Very last thing, we referenced the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barros fight, controversy surrounding the scoring. How did you see it?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch the fight.
Okay.
I didn't watch the fight. I just I watched 2 rounds and I walked away.
Okay. Why?
I just didn't see. To me, it was gonna be a really intriguing fight. I didn't see that. I thought if Manny got him, he might get him early. I thought the other kid might get him late, but I didn't see a really The interest was, how would Manny do? It wasn't the other kid. It was how would Manny do? How would he perform? Would he fight like a 46-year-old fighter? Would he fight like he used to back when he was 25, 30?
How did he fight?
For the first rounds, I just saw a guy who was taking his time. He's kind of, he wasn't aggressive. He was trying to fill out the process to see what he was going to do. By that time, I said, I don't want to watch this anymore. But, I mean, to be able to go 12 rounds at 46 years old, that's an accomplishment. He didn't get hurt bad if he did get hurt at all. Like I didn't watch at the round 2. I'm glad that he went the distance and didn't get hurt. I don't know if it was a draw, maybe they might get a rematch. I don't know how good the fight was. Maybe in your opinion, they should have a draw. I don't know. I didn't, like I said, the round 2 I walked away. I'm happy for him. If he continues to do it again, maybe fight the same guy, fight another guy. We have to be careful because at this stage of his life, to get hit and get hurt, you don't recover from that easily as you did when you were 21, 25, 30. So if you continue to do it, just be kind of careful what you do because you don't have long. Trust me, at that age, you don't have long. Pick your opponents wisely and just have fun with it.
Very final thing. Did you see the Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. back and forth last week? What did you make of all that fuss?
I didn't see what Floyd missed, but I watched Roy a little bit, and he's telling the truth. I mean, listen, one thing about Roy, he'll give you his honest opinion about a fighter or a fight, and he's not gonna lie to you about it. It probably hurt Floyd's ego that someone would say something to him about that. But when you look at the scope of boxing and the way and history of it, you have to ask yourself, who did Floyd fought some good fighters, but he didn't fight anybody like Ali fight everybody. That's a great fighter. Ray Robinson fought everybody. That's a great fighter. Floyd ducked a lot of, maybe not ducked, but the fights didn't go through the way they should have gone through. I mean, he fought like Pacquiao. They fought 5 years too late. They should have fought 5 years earlier when they were both in their prime or close to it. So Floyd, a lot of guys he didn't fight that he should have fought. So I'm not gonna say he ducked him, but he didn't fight him. Your legacy is built on that. When you look at Ali fought everybody. Ray Robinson fought everybody. They didn't duck anybody. You want to fight, we fight. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't. Listen, we fight. We'll get the money. Floyd didn't fight everybody he's supposed to fight. Now he might say he did, but he didn't, and that's the truth. Good fighter, yes. Great, one of the greatest, not of all time. Not in the top 5. Maybe he was undefeated, but guess what? So was Rocky Marciano. So you can't say you can claim you're the best. He was undefeated also. So I just don't think he's good, and I give him credit for what he's done. But he's not even in the top 10 of the greatest fighters of all time. He's a good fighter, but he's not in the top 10. Not to me.
John, a real insightful conversation. Thanks so much for speaking to Seconds Out and looking forward to the fights this weekend. Much appreciated, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.